come here personally as the leader of the world's largest economy and the second largest emitter to say that the United States of America not only recognizes our role in creating this problem, we embrace our responsibility to do something about it.
We're here to help, to build an agreement that will do our children and our grandchildren proud.
As world leaders gather in Paris for the United Nations Climate Change Summit, thousands of activists in Toronto, Ottawa, Halifax, and other parts of the country joined their global counterparts for the International Day of Climate Action. They want to tell the government and the world that a 100% clean and renewable Canada by 2050 is 100% possible.
The challenge of climate change cannot be put aside in the dark. And finally, look to your left and look to your right, because every face that you see today shows us that we are not alone in our hope for a better world.
When it comes right down to it, this is our very survival. I'm a farmer. I see this every day. And it's not just the corporations and it's not just the government, it's where we choose to spend our money. Our money fuels this.
In Canada, we've experienced some of the effects of climate change. We've seen extreme weather like floods and ice storms, but Canadians are compassionate people, and we recognize that in other parts of the world, they are experiencing far worse effects of climate change.
We have the largest number of refugees in history right now, 60 million refugees, and they are environmental refugees and war refugees, and those wars are tied to climate change. We're very blessed to be in the country that we're in, simply because we were born here. It is our responsibility to stand up and say something.
The thing to remember is the people are the government, and the government is accountable to us. And it's up to us to make these issues heard, and this is why we need to come together. And it is easier to do this because there's a less of a fear from the Stephen Harper government that wanted to categorize us as terrorists for speaking up for the environment.
And what scientists are saying is that we have a narrow window of opportunity, that we can still keep global average temperature rise below 2 degrees, but we need to act now and we need to act decisively. And this new government really needs to hear that and take measures that are actually based on the science.
Environmental groups are cautiously optimistic that the new government will heed their call for real action on climate change.
We want to see them come back and take real policy measures that are going to bring down our emissions and move us in the direction we need to go.
As the sun set following the rally, hundreds marched on the grounds of Queen's Park, many waving flashlights and carrying lanterns in a symbolic gesture to light the way to climate action from Toronto to Paris.
If we don't get our handle on this juggernaut of climate change really soon, it's just going to get out of hand and we're not going to be able to deal with it. Now we have to deal with it now, and we're trying to tell government to get on with it.
It's a priority, and it should be their priority to have a legally binding climate treaty, international climate treaty that they signed in Paris. That's why I voted in the past election, and I'm sure many people voted for the same reason. Trudeau certainly promised a lot, and we're all very hopeful, and we're all waiting to see if he will follow through with his promises.
Many Canadians are watching Prime Minister Trudeau and the new Liberal government closely. They say they'll hold the government to account on what they hope is a genuine commitment to meaningful and sustainable climate solutions. Reporting from Toronto, Ontario, I'm Heather Seaman.